Maintaining your fork is a key part of keeping your bike running smoothly and without noise. It also reduces wear on parts and prolongs the life of your forks. Today we're servicing this Rockshox Lyric Select Plus fork. We'll be performing a lower leg service consisting of the replacement of dust seals, foam rings and oil. This service on most forks is the same despite the oil type and volume. Rockshox recommend doing this service every 50 hours. For this service you will need a syringe, a 5mm Allen key, a 2.5mm Allen key, a torque wrench, a shock pump, a rubber mallet, a pick, suspension oil, foam rings, wiper seals, SRAM butter or Rockshox dynamic seal grease, a rag, a tray for waste oil, a 19mm open-ended spanner, and isopropyl alcohol. Before going ahead with this service, we would heavily recommend cleaning your fork to prevent dirt and debris getting into your fork whilst servicing it. Start by placing your fork in a stand and removing all of the air from your fork. Take note of what pressure was in there already so you can return it to that pressure once you're done. Use an Allen key or pick to remove all air pressure from the fork. Change the position of the stand so that you can access the bottom of the forks easier. Using your 2.5mm Allen key, remove the grub screw and then the rebound knob. Now we're removing the lower legs. Place your waste oil tray below the fork and loosen the bolts at the bottom of the fork 3 to 4 turns. Next, use a rubber mallet to free the internals from the lower legs. Do this by lightly tapping the bolts. You'll know the internals are free from the lower legs when the bolts spring back when you tap them. Now remove the 2 bottom bolts entirely. This will allow you to slide off the lower legs. Drain all of the old oil in your fork into the waste oil pan. Remove the old foam rings using something like a pick, whilst being careful not to scratch any surrounding parts. Place your new foam rings in a bath of your new suspension oil and allow them to soak. Next, remove your wiper seals using a 19mm open-ended spanner. It may take some time and force, but they should eventually come out. Now clean the lower legs using isopropyl alcohol and ensure all debris is removed. Then move to your stanchions and clean them too. Once all alcohol is evaporated and the parts are clean, we can install the new wiper seals. We would recommend using an installer tool like we do in this video, but there are other known methods. Make sure the seals are installed straight and flush. Then by hand we can install the oil-soaked foam rings, making sure they are not folded or twisted. Apply your high-quality suspension grease to the inside of the wiper seals and spread it around the whole seal. Here we are using dynamic seal grease. Rockshox recommends using this if the forks are going to be serviced less often. Now reinstall the lower legs to the stanchions, ensuring the wiper seals don't fold on themselves. This also may take a while to do, but they will go on. Once the lower legs have contacted the internals, back the lower legs off a bit. This allows the new oil to be inserted inside. Now position the stand so that the fork's lowers are facing upwards and so that the oil is contained once it's in the fork. Fill your syringe with the correct volume of your suspension oil. For this fork, it's 10 cc's or milliliters per leg. Using the syringe, now push the oil through into your fork. Push the lower legs all the way up the stanchions and reinstall the 2 bottom bolts. Find the correct torque specification and using a torque wrench, tighten these bolts up to those specifications. In this case, it's 7.3 Newton meters. To finish off, reinstall the rebound knob and refill the fork with air.